Vietnam and Kazakhstan established diplomatic relations on September 26, 1992. Looking back at 24 years, relations between the two countries are constantly being strengthened and developed, demonstrated by the high-level visits and close cooperation, mutual support at the UN and at other international forums. In recent years, the FTA between Vietnam and Asia-Europe Economic Union, including Russia, Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan, has been signed and entered into force in October 2016. It is also an important impetus to further promote bilateral relations in the coming period.
Greetings from Vietnam on VTC10 NetViet. On the occasion of the 25th anniversary of Kazakhstan's independence, we are very honored to welcome His Excellency Mr. Beketzhan Zhumakhanov, the Ambassador of Kazakhstan to Vietnam, to share more with us about the relations between Vietnam and Kazakhstan. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for joining us. On the occasion of the 25th anniversary of Kazakhstan's independence, what can you say about the changes in the socio-economic development of your country?
Спасибо большое.
Thank you. On December the 16th, we celebrate the 25th anniversary of independence of the Republic of Kazakhstan. In recent years, Kazakhstan has made great achievements under the leadership of the head of state, Nursultan Nazarbayev. We have established an independent state with clear borders, keeping the peace among peoples. Talking about economic growth, I would say that in the last 25 years, economic growth of Kazakhstan has increased by 8 times. Foreign investment capital in the last 25 years is estimated at more than $260 billion. GDP increased from $25 billion in 1991 to $269 billion in 2015, implying an increase of nearly 15 times. In particular, the GDP per capita in 2015 was $12.5 thousand, while in 1991 that figure was $1.5 thousand.
Находится на 35-м месте в глобальном рейтинге легкости ведения бизнеса.
What can you say about the achievements in the bilateral cooperation that Vietnam and Kazakhstan have gained so far in terms of economics, trade and tourism?
Самое главное, что
It is important that next year we will celebrate the 25th anniversary of establishing diplomatic relations between Kazakhstan and Vietnam. In recent years, we have signed the basic agreement to develop bilateral relations. That is the agreement relating to the protection of investments, avoidance of double taxation, and many other areas. We have established the necessary legal basis for the development of bilateral relations in the future. The greatest achievement, that is signing free trade agreement between Vietnam, Kazakhstan, Russia, Belarus, Armenia, Kyrgyzstan last year in Borov, Kazakhstan. This agreement will help us achieve many successes, not only in bilateral trade, but trade between Vietnam and the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union.
Торговля между Вьетнамом и странами Евразийского экономического союза.
In your opinion, what are the potential sectors for cooperation between Vietnam and Kazakhstan?
Здесь потенциал, основу этого потенциала.
The foundation for the two countries to develop potential sector is the free trade agreement. I want to stress that the two countries' economy does not compete with each other. Our items are complementary to each other. We can export to Vietnam these items available in Kazakhstan, and they will not compete with goods produced in Vietnam. Vietnam exports to Kazakhstan agricultural products, seafood, fish, coffee, tea, cashew nuts, footwear, clothing, and many other kinds of items. the tax rate will be reduced each year. Current tax for some items fell to 0%. Tax on some other items would also be reduced, and the maximum will be reduced to 0%.
А вот по тем позициям, которые будут падать, есть товарные позиции, где будет полное обнуление.
According to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, in recent years, bilateral cooperation in economics and trade between Vietnam and Kazakhstan has achieved many positive results. Import-export turnover between Vietnam and Kazakhstan in 2013 reached 159 million, up 185% compared to 2012. By 2014, the total trade turnover between the two countries reached $272 million, up 44% compared to 2013 and 5 times increase compared to 2010. In 2015, trade between Vietnam and Kazakhstan shows signs of decline, only reaching $162.1 million, down nearly 30% compared to 2014. However, trade between the two countries improved in 2016.
Sau khi mà cái hiệp định thương mại ký kết thì phải nói là các cái cuộc tiếp xúc trực tiếp với các doanh nghiệp Kazakhstan đã gia tăng. Hợp đồng thì ký kết ngay thì chưa có, thế nhưng mà ví dụ nhu cầu về hàng hóa, về cái tiềm năng vào cái thị trường là đã có rồi. Đặc biệt là các cái doanh nghiệp thì quan tâm đến các cái mặt hàng về nông sản, thực phẩm.
Currently, import and export goods between the two countries is limited. The results of economic cooperation is modest. The main export items of Vietnam to Kazakhstan include phones and components, computers and parts, agricultural products, rice, cashew nuts, pepper, seafood, machinery parts, and iron and steel. Vietnam imports from Kazakhstan metal products, ores, and minerals. The FTA between Vietnam and Asia-Europe Economic Union, including Kazakhstan, officially takes effect in October 2016, will bring more benefits to the two countries' enterprises.
Nói đến hiệp định thương mại tự do, thường là người ta nghĩ đến việc giảm thuế. Đấy, thì hiệp định này cũng là một cái hiệp định mang lại cái sự giảm thuế khá là đáng kể cho một loạt các cái mặt hàng mà hiện nay đang là chiến lược xuất khẩu của chúng ta. Thủy sản, da giày, dệt may là chúng ta sẽ có một cái lợi thế rất mạnh về mặt thuế. Như thế tổng cộng chúng tôi tính ra thì có khoảng độ 85% các cái dòng thuế hiện nay sẽ được về không. Thế ngoài các mặt hàng mà tôi vừa kể là sẽ về không ngay lập tức khi mà hiệp định có hiệu lực, còn các cái mặt hàng khác thì chúng ta sẽ phải có lộ trình. Đấy, thì tôi nghĩ là cái lợi thế về thuế là một cái lợi thế rất là mạnh. Đấy, thứ hai thì chúng ta ngoài cái lợi thế về thuế thì chúng tôi nghĩ rằng cái hiệp định này còn đem lại một loạt những cái thuận lợi hóa thương mại nữa. Ví dụ như là cái phần mà kiểm tra chất lượng, kiểm dịch sản phẩm mà chúng ta quen gọi là SPS ấy. Đấy, rồi hàng rào kỹ thuật, là những cái chương mà chúng ta đã làm rất tốt trong cái hiệp định này. Chúng ta đã có thống nhất được với bạn những cái nguyên tắc rất là tiên tiến, minh bạch. Và tôi nghĩ rằng với những cái nguyên tắc như thế thì chúng ta sẽ tránh được rất nhiều những cái rủi ro.
Economic cooperation is modest and does not meet the wishes of both Vietnam and Kazakhstan, especially when mentioning the results in the context of good relationships and favorable legal foundation that was set up in recent years. Therefore, in order to promote economic relations, the two sides need innovative ideas and solutions to make a breakthrough in economic cooperation in the near future. So, over the years, what can you say about the changes in the trade between Vietnam and Kazakhstan?
На сегодняшний день товарооборот между нашими странами динамично растет, и за первые 10 месяцев 2016
Current trade turnover between the two countries has increased significantly. Estimation of the first 10 months of 2016 reached $276.5 million, of which $120.5 million was exported from Kazakhstan to Vietnam, and $155.8 million was exported from Vietnam to Kazakhstan. We can see the trend of increasing bilateral trade between the two countries. The main items of export from Kazakhstan to Vietnam is flat rolled steel, alloy steel, coal-based steel, stainless steel, and transport equipment. Vietnam exports to Kazakhstan commodities such as tea, medicines, hygiene products, cosmetics, paper products, cardboard, glass, footwear, equipment, and food industries. They are the products we do not have. Thus, the two items do not compete with each country.
Направлено на, то есть имеет характер то, что мы не, наши товары между собой не конкурируют.
Do you believe the FTA that Vietnam and Kazakhstan have joined will somehow boost the trade between Vietnam and Kazakhstan in the future?
Сейчас рассчитываем на рост товарооборота.
Currently, we have high hopes for the growth of goods turnover. We are promoting on the media in Vietnam and Kazakhstan to have the two countries' businesses know the advantages that a free trade agreement brings. For Vietnamese businesses, Kazakhstan is relatively a new market. You know a lot about Russia, Belarus, Ukraine. Currently, you are open to the market of 184 million people.
Российской Федерации, Беларуси, Украины.
What about the relations between Vietnam and Kazakhstan? Can you share more with us about your plans for boosting the two countries' relations in the future?
Как мы говорим, следующий год это будет год 25-летия.
As I said, next year the two countries will celebrate 25 years of diplomatic relations. Next year, Vietnam will participate in the international exhibition Expo 2017 in Astana from June to September. During the exhibition, we will hold Vietnam Cultural Days in Kazakhstan. We expect next year will come with an official visit to Kazakhstan by the President of the National Assembly, Nguyễn Thị Kim Ngân. In addition, the two countries will also plan for the visits of representatives of other ministries of Vietnam to Kazakhstan and Kazakh delegations to Vietnam. In addition, we also expand relations between the two parties, the ruling party in Kazakhstan, Nur Otan, and Communist Party of Vietnam. Thus, we have the potential to develop in all fields of economics, culture, and politics. I think next year will be the year to reap the success. Embassy of Kazakhstan has been operating in Vietnam for 3 years. In recent years, we have built the embassy building, establishing relationships with the leaders of Vietnam and Vietnamese enterprises. Hopefully, next year we will have better results.
Руководством Вьетнама, с вашими бизнес-кругами, с бизнес-сообществом Вьетнама. Поэтому следующий год он будет таким должен быть плодотворным. Но посмотрим.
Once again, thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for joining us today. And that's all we have for this episode of Shank Vietnam today. If you have any comment or suggestion, don't hesitate to write to us at shankvietnam@netviet.tv.net. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.